If you find yourself in a world full of ancient secrets which hold unimaginable power while being chased by a bunch of Russians, what would you do? We'll be breaking down the story and the infamous scenes of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Booyah! We find ourselves back in the 1950s. Colonel Dr. Irina Shpalko, the ideal femme fatale chick, leads a squad of Soviet agents who could give James Bond a run for his money. Dressed like American soldiers, they slither into the military base in Nevada desert like snakes in the grass. And guess who they've grabbed? None other than the legendary Indiana Jones himself. Talk about an unfortunate turn of events. I mean, come on, even the great Indy has his off days. So, what do these sneaky little Soviets want from our beloved whip-wielding hero? Oh, just a little something called an extraterrestrial creature, crashed spaceship, and some top secret info. No biggie. Naturally, they force Indy to lead them to a crate that's hidden in the Hangar 51. But does he go down without a fight? Absolutely not. Our fearless archaeologist pulls out all the stops, utilizing gunpowder and shooting to uncover the elusive crate. Who needs a treasure map when you can make things go boom? But hold on to your fedoras, because things take a twist that even Shyamalan would envy. Indy's partner in crime, Mac, turns out to be a double agent. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, we're treated to an elaborate chase scene that puts Vin Diesel's Fast and the Furious antics to shame. It's like a real-life game of Mario Kart with vehicles zipping through the warehouse like rainbow-colored shells. Indy narrowly escapes, riding a rocket sled into the vast desert. Now, you think surviving a nuclear blast would be the most mind-blowing part of the story, but wait for it, Indy finds himself in a freaking nuclear test town. It's like a retro-themed blast from the past, with suburban houses and white fences. But here's the thing. Our fearless archaeologist survives the nuclear explosion by hiding inside a lead-lined refrigerator. That's right, the humble kitchen appliance is now the ultimate survival tool. Forget diamonds, everybody needs a nuclear-proof fridge. Once the radioactive dust settles, Indy realizes that he's become the star of an FBI investigation. It turns out Mac's little Soviet shenanigans have landed our hero in some hot water. To avoid getting his whip confiscated, Indy takes a much-needed break from his teaching gig at the Marshall College. But of course, it's not an Indiana Jones film if it doesn't have twists. So here comes Mutt Williams, a guy with hair that could rival a tumbleweed caught in a tornado. He informs Indy that their mutual friend, Harold Oxley, has gone missing after stumbling on a crystal skull near Peru's famous Nazca lines. It's like a treasure hunt gone wrong, but mixed with ancient civilizations. And just as Indy and Mutt are about to dive into a stack of greasy fries and milkshakes, the Soviets crash the party. I mean, seriously, can a guy enjoy a burger without some Cold War spies lurking in the shadows? What follows is a classic chase sequence. There are sprinting heroes, followed by bad guys, and more near misses than a game of dodgeball on a trampoline. Who needs a gym membership when you've got Soviet spies keeping you on your toes? As the dust settles and the adrenaline rush goes down, Indiana Jones finally connects the dots. The Soviets had their beady eyes on Mutt all along. Turns out they needed a young troublemaker to decode Oxley's cryptic letter. It's like a game of spy versus spy, only with crystal skulls and ancient legends thrown into the mix. Alright, this is insane. We found ourselves in the midst of a nuclear bomb test. How on earth do we escape this madness? Well, if it were up to us, we'd definitely opt for a more logical approach. In the original plot, Indy made the mistake of hiding in a refrigerator, but the radiation should have still affected him, so let's reimagine the situation and put our minds to work. As the atomic inferno paints the sky red and the ground trembles beneath us, we tap into our survival instincts. Ancient tales come to mind, stories of ingenious underground hideouts crafted by resourceful civilizations. If it were us, we'd put that knowledge to use. With adrenaline pumping through our veins, we'd search for an entrance to a secret subterranean sanctuary. And there it is, right in front of us. Without wasting a second, we would gather our companies and make a beeline for the hidden entrance, our flashlights cutting through the darkness. Since this hideout would have been crafted by resourceful civilizations, there must be something we can use here. Drawing on our own knowledge of survival technologies employed by ancient tribes, we definitely stumble upon water reservoirs and food stashes that would put Costco to shame. If it were up to us, we'd ensure our supplies are well stocked, ready to weather the storm until it's safe to emerge. As we wait for the radiation levels to go down, we could also explore our surroundings. The walls must be adorned with ancient doodles, intricate markings left behind by those who sought refuge here in the past. We could decipher the enigmatic symbols, unraveling their secrets like skilled historians. Armed with the newfound knowledge, we could come up with an ingenious escape plan. Timing is everything. As the radiation goes down, we would need to go through the tunnels like contestants on an exhilarating adventure show. Since we looked at the warnings and instructions on the wall, we'd be able to evade falling rocks in swift underground rivers. Finally, we would emerge from a hidden exit, far from the nuclear test site. But our journey is not over yet. These Soviet agents want us to help them find the extraterrestrial creature in the crashed spaceship, so that means they still be on our trail. If it were us, we'd scan the dense jungle with a hawk-like focus. If we don't want to be recaptured, we need to come up with a diversion. If it were up to us, we'd be signaling our comrades and dispense in different directions, utilizing the natural wonders of the jungle to our advantage. We could also strategically set traps at checkpoints in areas abundant with foliage, catching our pursuers off guard. It's like a game of cat and mouse in the heart of the wilderness. Remember, the goal here is not to be followed by those Soviet agents, so with each step, we need to become more resourceful. If it were us, we'd also navigate through the secret trails known only to local tribes, blending seamlessly in the vibrant tapestry of the jungle. In the heart of Peru, our fearless archaeologist Indiana Jones teams up with Mutt, a rebellious greaser with a penchant for hair gel and leather jackets. Together, they learn the shocking truth that Oxley, Indiana's old colleague, was locked away in a church-operated psychiatric hospital. You'd think this was a setup for a thrilling rescue mission, but oh no, it's much more ludicrous than that. Turns out, Oxley wrote the word return in different languages, like he's playing an intergalactic game of Scrabble. But what does it all mean? Well, hold on to your whip, because things are about to get weirder than a cat playing piano on the internet. Indiana stumbles upon Oriana's grave, like it's just lying around waiting for him to find it. Inside, he discovers the holy grail of archaeological treasures, the Crystal Skull. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, with its magnetic powers that can attract anything from a paperclip to a rogue lightsaber. And you thought fridge nuking was strange. Well, Andy's got a whole new bag of tricks up his sleeve. But before our heroes can celebrate their skull-tastic find, the Soviets swoop in like seagulls eyeing your beach fries. They capture Indiana and Mutt, dragging them off to their secret Soviet lair. And guess who else is there? Marion Ravenwood, Indiana's ex-flame and Mutt's mother. Talk about a family reunion that's more explosive than a fireworks factory manned by clowns. But that's not the only bombshell in store for our intrepid adventurer. Marion drops the mother of all bombshells. Mutt's real name is Henry Jones III, and he's Indiana's long-lost son. Now I know what you're thinking. What's next? Well, hold on tight, because things are about to get even crazier. Our motley crew manages to break free from their Soviet captors. We've got swords clashing, Mutt swinging from vines like a Tarzan wannabe, and a swarm of killer ants ready to feast on anything in their path. It's an action-packed extravaganza that'll leave you gasping for breath and wondering if you accidentally step into a video game. After surviving the ant apocalypse, our ragtag group escapes on a vehicle speeding through the Temple of Akatar, a pyramid hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest. But here's where things take a sharp turn. Mac, Indiana's supposed CIA double agent ally, is actually a sneaky little weasel working for the Soviets. He's been leaving breadcrumbs for the enemy to follow, like a trail of crumbs leading to a cookie jar. Betrayal has never tasted so bitter. As our heroes enter the temple, they face danger at every turn. It's like they stumbled into an Indiana Jones themed amusement park, complete with booby traps and ancient bubbles. And remember that crystal skull? Well, it turns out it's not just some fancy paperweight, it's a key to unlocking untold cosmic powers. Indiana and the gang are about to witness an extraterrestrial spectacle that will have Murder and Scully booking the next flight to Peru. Just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Indiana's old buddy, Oxley, finally snaps out of his crystal skull-induced haze and saves the day. It's like a surprise guest star popping up in a sitcom reunion episode. And what do you know, he's got all the knowledge they need to navigate this otherworldly temple. Talk about good timing, Oxley. In a climactic showdown, Indiana faces off against Irina Shpalko, the Soviet baddie with a haircut sharper than a samurai sword. It's a battle of wills and wits as our hero uses every trick in the book to outsmart her. Who will come out on top? Well, let's just say it involves ancient artifacts, swirling vortexes, and a grand finale that'll make your head spin faster than a Beyblade. In the end, our heroes emerge victorious, the world saved from the clutches of ancient alien powers. But the real treasure they found along the way, family. It's a heartwarming moment that reminds us all that sometimes the greatest adventures are the ones we share with the loved ones. It's a lesson that'll warm your heart faster than a microwave burrito. Inside an ancient temple filled with sneaky traps, Indy and his team find themselves in quite a predicament, but if they carefully observed and took all of the details into account, they could have easily tackled those traps. That's why he seems so out of character in this film. Getting back to the traps at hand, or should I say the floor, we need to carefully examine the intricate carvings and symbols on the walls. These traps were placed for a purpose, so there must be a way around the traps. Once we understand the significance of each symbol, we could unlock the safe path through the perilous maze. It's like cracking a complex code with a mischievous grin. The symbol could correlate with the safe stepping stones. By deciphering the pattern, we can step only on the correct symbols without triggering the trap. Once we get through the first trap, there is the room filled with suspended blades swinging back and forth. One wrong move and you're shredded to pieces. But the intricate engravings on the walls have hidden messages. With careful observation, we can decipher a sequence of symbols that correspond to the timing of the swinging blades. By timing our movements precisely, we could navigate the room unscathed. Further into the temple, there's a chamber with a collapsing floor. We need to discover the weight and pressure points that trigger the collapse. If we could do that, we could prevent the floor from giving way beneath us. Shpalko plops the crystal skull onto the empty skeleton's neck. And what do you know? It starts communicating with the gang through Oxley, who suddenly became a linguistic prodigy, spouting off ancient Mayan like it's his mother's tongue. It's like a scene straight out of Rosetta Stone, Extraterrestrial Edition. Indiana translates the alien chatter and reveals that they want to give them a great gift. Jeez, thanks. But Shpalko is power hungry and demands to know everything. And that's when the skulls go full-on Matrix on her. They start transferring knowledge directly into her brain like she's downloading the entire internet in one go. Talk about information overload. It's like she's playing a high-stakes game of Trivial Pursuit and losing miserably. You gotta know when to phone Shpalko. As if things weren't chaotic enough, a portal to another dimension appears over the room. And I guess the aliens wanted a dramatic entrance, like they're auditioning for a Broadway show. Meanwhile, Oxley suddenly regains his sanity, probably realizing that this whole situation is nuttier than a squirrel on a caffeine binge. He drops some knowledge bombs, explaining that these aliens taught the Uga warriors some fancy pants technology. Who needs textbooks when you have aliens as tutors, am I right? With the temple crumbling and chaos reigning supreme, our heroes make a break for it. But wait, Mac and the Soviet soldiers get sucked into the portal like they're auditioning for a new sci-fi series. Bye-bye, double-crossing buddy. We hope you packed your spacesuit. But the insanity doesn't stop there. The crystal skeletons morph into one ginormous alien entity. It's like a cosmic Power Ranger. And just when you thought the alien knowledge overload couldn't get any worse, It disintegrates Sparkle like she's made of cheap tissue paper. It's like watching a villain meet their doom in the cheesiest horror movie ever. Okay, this is interesting. We're now in the presence of the mighty Crystal Skull. What we need to do actually beat this level is to understand its enigmatic powers and seek a way to control or neutralize its effects. In the original plot, Indy could have put his vast network of contacts to good use, leading to a wise elderly tribe that could explain the cause and effects of this skull. But he didn't. If it were us, we'd find someone from the neighboring tribe to help us with this thing. That way, instead of learning it later, we could have realized beforehand that its powers are not solely destructive but intricately linked to a delicate balance of energies. Collaborating closely with the Elder, we could explore different methods of manipulating the frequencies of the energy from the skull. If we could stabilize the energy field, we could prevent it from unleashing chaos upon the world. This alternative approach offers a more nuanced perspective on the Crystal Skull's powers, showcasing our ability to adapt and find solutions that go beyond mere combat or evasion. It aligns perfectly with the essence of Indiana Jones, the master of unraveling mysteries and seeking unconventional paths. Through our collective knowledge and resourcefulness, we could easily triumph over the enigmatic powers of the Crystal Skull in a way that resonates with both logic and the spirit of adventure. As the temple crumbles around them, a flying saucer emerges from the debris, rising into the sky like a shiny UFO-shaped balloon. Then, poof, it disappears. It's like the aliens' version of a mic drop. They've had their fun, and now they're off to abduct cows or something equally peculiar. After all this outer-worldly madness, our good old Indiana Jones and Marion finally tied a knot. Yep, they make it official, walking down the aisle like a couple of badasses ready to face any challenge together. And just when you thought the roller coaster ride was over, Indiana gets reinstated and becomes an associate dean at Marshall College. Looks like they realize he's too valuable an asset to let go, even if his track record is filled with more chaos than a Miley Cyrus concert. It's a win for Indy and a win for academic misfits everywhere. If you were Mutt or Indiana Jones himself, what would you have done differently? Leave your comments down below. Booyah!